Good evening, my friends, and welcome to Namakwa Unitarian Universalist Congregation. My name is Reverend Dana Lightsey. We are gathered here this evening because this time of year is not always merry and bright, because it is not always filled with love and laughter. We are here tonight to acknowledge the painful things can happen and do happen, even at Christmas. This world is not a perfect place, nor is it populated with the perfect moms and dads and the perfect children that we see perhaps on television, or not. Real life is harder than that. So if you are here because of losses that make this Christmas particularly difficult to bear, or because the story of your life makes every Christmas a little difficult to handle, or maybe a lot difficult, or if because some vague reason you just can't seem to capture the true spirit of the season anymore, or if you are here just because you care and are carrying the burdens of another's heart, please join me in a litany for the season. I invite you to respond with the words, "We remember, we forgive, and we love." For the gifts we yearned for but did not receive, remember, we forgive, we love. For those who offer us cheer when we needed it, when what we needed was comfort, we forgive. Remember, we forgive, and we love. For the things we received but never wanted, we remember, we forgive, and now. For those who gave us gifts but never their presence, we remember, we forgive, we love. For those who offer us love but we could not accept it, we remember, we forgive, we love. For ourselves who could not give what was needed, we remember, we forgive, we love. For those we have loved deeply who have left us too soon, we remember, we forgive, we love. For holidays that didn't live up to our hopes, we remember, we forgive, we love. For ghosts of Christmas past that haunt us to this day, we remember, we forgive, we love. For those who, like the innkeeper, turned us away, and for those we rejected, fearing we had no room in our homes or our hearts, we remember, we forgive, we love. For the time we saw a star in the east but failed to follow it, and for a time we followed it faithfully, but it did not lead where we had hoped, we remember, we forgive, we love. For wise men and women whose gifts we rejected, and for those whom we thought were wise and trusted to our detriment, we remember, we forgive, we love. For miracles gone unnoticed until it was too late, we remember, we forgive, we love. For salvation that still has yet to arrive, we remember, we forgive, we love. For all these things, we pray that we may be granted an abiding serenity in all our memories, and that we may find peace now and in the days to come. Amen.
I'd like to share with you a poem of mine called A Prescription. If I cup my hands behind my head, oh, if I make of my hands a pillow, if I lay me down in the shady meadow underneath the weeping willow. There was a weeping willow down the street from my childhood home. From afar, it was just another tree, though a bit different to the elms and live oaks around it. Under its canopy, however, I found a new world, and the first glimmerings of a kind of life I'd yet to encounter. Time flowed differently there, and I began to hear an invitation. The whispering leaves, the medicine I seek, the trundling beetles, the company I keep, here beneath the willow. Over the years since, my ability to attend to this invitation has waxed and waned. I've spent long periods ignoring the voice that constantly calls out sweetly through gentle breezes, chattering squirrels, and the staid presence of mountains rucked up against the horizon. Long periods during which I began to feel something lacking. Long periods after which, when my feet finally find the trail, I am soothed beyond belief as I begin to remember yet again. If I peel back my heart's beating rind, if I make hushed my breath still and low, if I calm the currents of my mind underneath the weeping willow, the outside hearkens, and I hear the call in the deepest places of me. Every time I get back to clambering over rocks beside a river or passing under light speckling leaves, it's been too long since the last time. I always find myself musing, why don't we do this more often? As I literally feel my heart healing, and opening that much more to let the mystery through. The furrowed bark, my newfound skin, the spreading roots, the strength within, here and now, one with the willow.
This Too Belongs, a poem by Kari Kopernick. The sound of rain, not cheerful songs. A quiet rocking chair, not traditions of the season. The early sunset, not dancing lights. Loss, tender heart, hollow soul, heavy days. Grief is welcome, a sacred part of the mourning, of the bereft, of the weeping. Amidst the celebrating, this too belongs. This too is holy. It binds us to our ancestors, the earth, the stars, yet still a steaming mug of tea warms the belly. The dog wags its tail and the cat purrs. There are laughter and tears, sometimes both, beside the joy. This too belongs. Sharing human suffering is connection. Hearts like stones are held by all that is. Grief and light intertwined. This too belongs.
Hold yourself here. Hold yourself here in this space, in your center, in this time, no other. One hand on top of the other. Hold yourself here. Hold yourself here. Close your eyes and surrender. Release your mind and remember, in this space, in your center, hold yourself here. Hold yourself here. With all of the pain and all of the anger, with all of your joy, feel it all together in this space, in your center. Hold yourself here. Hold yourself here. Hold yourself.
Look, the trees are turning their own bodies into pillars of light, are giving off the rich fragrance of cinnamon and fulfillment. The long tapers of cattails are bursting and floating away over the blue shoulders of the ponds. And every pond, no matter what its name is nameless now. Every year, everything I have ever learned in my lifetime leads back to this: the fires and the black river of loss, whose other side is salvation, whose meaning none of us will ever know. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it, and when the time comes to let it go, to let it go.
the lights, the festivities, the frenzy of shopping. We are supposed to be happy this time of year, right? Our society tells us that we must work hard to make Christmas happen. The right decorations and the right clothes, the right gifts. If you do it all right, you will have that magical moment of the ideal Christmas. I don't think I've ever experienced that ideal Christmas. But when I was a kid, every year, our family would get together with our cousins and we would go up into the mountains and traipse around looking for that perfect Christmas tree. And of course, there were lots of arguments. This one, no, this one, this one. They never picked the one I picked, but you know. We never found that perfect tree, but we always found a tree to bring home. And we would then bring our sleds and our inner tubes out and we would fly down the steep slopes until we were completely exhausted. Frankly, I'm not sure how we didn't manage to kill ourselves, but then we would go home and have cider and hot chocolate to drink when we were completely exhausted. At the time, I never thought that those would be memories to cherish. I was the youngest and the smallest, and the snow was often up to my waist. I'm not sure I always thought it was fun, but in hindsight, I miss those days with my family, laughing and crying and arguing and mostly playing. And I miss my dad, who's been gone now for 34 years. None of us have lived the ideal, perfect life, and that's probably a good thing. But I hope we have all had times that we cherish. The magic of Christmas happens in being together with those that we love. That's all. Perhaps these times have been some of the greatest moments of love and belonging and wholeness that you have ever experienced in your life. Or maybe the expectation was unfulfilled. Either way, it is no wonder that this time of year brings us some of our greatest grief. Psychotherapist and writer Frances Weller says, my grief says that I dared to love, that I allowed another to enter the very core of my being and find a home in my heart. Grief is akin to praise. It is how the soul recounts the depth to which someone has touched our lives. To love is to accept the rights of grief. I love that quote. I'm just going to read it again. My grief says that I dared to love, that I allowed another to enter the very core of my being and find a home in my heart. Grief is akin to praise. It is how the soul recounts the depth to which someone has touched our lives. To love is to accept the rights of grief. Ever since my dad died, when I was a young adult, I have felt guilty as I struggled to get into the Christmas spirit. But now I acknowledge that for me, I need quiet solitude this time of year. To spend time missing those who have gone from my life, to honor them and the memory of them with my grief, and that for me is the Christmas spirit. It is the solstice spirit. Love and grief are the energies of life and death. They are a part of all of us. To experience them is to experience the essence of being alive. And is this not what the earth itself is doing? As it too also falls into a slumber of winter. The leaves have died and fallen. The harvest has been gathered and the gardens and the fields put to bed. The earth is quietly falling asleep as the sun reaches its most distant point. Maybe my inclination for a melancholy, quiet introspection is a natural tuning in to the cycles of the earth, the sun, and all of nature. The earth slumbers in a well-deserved rest under its blanket of snow, in the quiet darkness. It is a time of deep dreaming. These are the times of remembering and grieving, times that remind us of where we came from. For me, this is the real Christmas. And this is the real magic. So let the quiet darkness strengthen and renew you with the love from the past. Let a new understanding of who you are becoming seep deeply into your bones as you rest in quiet solitude. It is as if you are a seed deep in the earth, gathering your essence, breaking open with love and grief for yet another new beginning. May it be so. Amen. I invite us into a spirit of prayer and meditation. And I invite you to sing along. Breathe with me. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Spirit of life and spirit of love, my heart is aching, and some days I don't know how I can go on. I pray for the strength and the easing of my pain, but really, I just need someone to listen to me. I need to know that everything will be okay. May this darkness give me rest. May new seeds of life begin to grow. I know the light will return. Please, Spirit of love and life, hold me and sustain me. Open my broken heart to be with those who will care for me. Help me understand that I am not alone. When I I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love. Breathe in. Breathe This evening, we will light 4 candles tonight in remembrance of our loved ones. We will light these candles for our own needs. We will light one for our grief, one for our courage, one for our memories, and one for our love.
This candle represents our grief. We own the pain of our unfulfilled hopes, loved ones lost, and dreams vanished in despair.
This candle represents our courage. It symbolizes the courage to confront our sorrow, to comfort each other, to share our feelings honestly and openly with each other, and to dare to hope in the midst of pain.
This candle represents our memories for the times we laughed together, cried together, were angry at each other, or overjoyed with each other. We light this candle for the memories of caring and joy we shared together.
This candle represents our love. Love we have given, and love we have received, love that has gone unacknowledged and unfelt, and love that has been shared in times of joy and sorrow.
I invite you to come forward now if you would like, and to light a candle which represents your own burdens, griefs, sorrows, all those things which make Christmas a blue Christmas for you. Feel free to share names or a sentence or two about your grief, or light your candle in silence. Then you may return to your seat. I'll just say one note of logistics. When you light a candle, start by putting it, work from the center out. So you don't have to reach across. So this candle, I begin by acknowledging and honoring the lives lost in the Israeli-Palestinian war. We remember them, and we remember all who have lost their lives in war and violence. Please, my friends, come forward.
This is for Michelle and Nick.
This is for those who hate. May they find peace.
For my dad.
This is for my dad.
There's so much, but this one's fresh. She was given the name Anita when she was born. It was shortened to Nita, but my other sister and I called her Nini. She died in October, and I will miss her so much.
This is a special candle for my Aunt Mary, who died this summer. I'll light one more candle for all of the unspoken longings and grief that we're experiencing this time of year. If anyone would like to light another candle, by all means, come forward if you would like. I'd like to thank Fran Feinerman for bringing this special candle that is a Jerusalem peace candle in memory of her husband and in prayers of peace for the Israeli-Palestinian war and for the world. I invite you to sing together, "There is a Love." There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding me. I rest in this love. There's a love holding us. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love. It's a love holding me. There is a love holding me. There is a rest in this love. Rest in this love. We rest in when despair for the world grows in me and I wake in the night at the least sound in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be. I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in her beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water. And I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world, and I am free. So rest, my friends. Rest in the darkness. Rest in the grace of the world, and be free. May it be so.